single guy, so he has some time, I guess. And right now he doesn't have job. Nitish Kumar has relieved him, so maybe he can help this forum here. Yeah, find info and then he is in Patna, so it should be easy to figure it out. What is his telephone number? And he is telling his story that he didn't do any coaching or anything, and from Darbhanga he passed the college after, and then from Darbhanga he in one attempt he cleared the UPSC. So he is really a smart guy. But in very first attempt, sitting in Darbhanga, he cleared it UPSC when he passed.
Yes, it's really amazing, sir, because uh, a lot of students uh, taking lot of chance for clearing UPSC, but
Yeah.
it shows her intelligence, his
Yes.
intelligence.
Yeah. And again, also, I think that this is IAS IPS. I mean, this is the British style kind of copy. Do we really need it? Because they have become another kind of celebrity group, and I don't think they serve. They expect whole country to serve them right now. So we have one group of ministers and MLA MP. They are the celebrities. They want us to serve them. Then second tier is of these government officials, the top officials. They behave as if they are coming from sky. They are not from this planet. If you look at when the DM they do the Janta Darbar or SP, they don't even respond to the phones. I have made several calls to Madhubani SP to discuss any issue, but they don't even respond. I had sent my complaint to SP and copied that email to Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, DGP of Bihar. They all have acknowledged it, that yes, they received, except SP of Madhubani. And I have no idea that, I mean, I kept writing for 6 months to all these people from SP to DGP and CM, copied, kept copying that what is the status. Um, SP of Madhubani never responded, as if I don't exist. So this is the status. I mean, do you think he is more educated than I am? What is? I mean, he might be from some place, but those guys, IAS and IPS, have big ego in India that they are above people, and this is the big problem in India. I mean, uh, India don't disclose, but in the USA, everybody knows that India is the most corrupt nation. I mean, Modi ji can all shout and do the propaganda that I'm bringing investment, but the reality is Americans don't want to invest in India because there is so much of corruption there that who will, only the few big corporations can afford, who have a big army of lawyers and all kind of lobby groups, so they can deal at all level with the people. But a small players like you and me, who might have few crores to invest, and if you want to invest in India somewhere, you don't have a place to invest. You cannot. Like I give you the example of the real estate. Most common investment people do is in the real estate. But you people in America, those who want to build the house in India, first those who have built the house, if the house is they are keeping their house empty, they don't want to rent because they are afraid that somebody will take their house away. But those who want to have a house in India, they are always in double mind. Should I construct a house in India or not? Because they know that they will not be able to live there for a long time. They will go for a short time, and then somebody, either outsider or your family members, your brother or your Sala or your Bahnoy, somebody will capture the property. I mean, out of 100, there are examples, at least 50, 60 cases out of 100. We have seen here NRI, when they complain, they say that most common case is like this, that somebody from your family has already, uh, you know, occupied your place, and now they are not willing to leave that place. So how can you invest money in India? So right now, Vietnam is attracting a lot of investment, not India. I mean, Modi ji can tell how much shining India or whatever he wants to tell, invest in India, but people know that India is very corrupt country. If you are a middle class player, you have no chance. You would lose because you have to pay bribe to everybody, ministers, IAS, IPS. Then you pay hafta to the thanas, hafta to babus. Nothing moves from one office to another. You will be just running around. There is no law and order system. There is no justice system. So you cannot. In America, I mean, democracy doesn't work. If something doesn't happen, you can easily sue companies. You can sue the government, state government, local government, panchayat, or the federal government, and you will get what is called whatever is the damage you have. I don't remember exactly the word they use, but basically, you can get compensated if because of the government failure you have a loss. But can you do that in India? How many government lawsuits are there? So it's I what you guys think? Do you think that I mean, I have been the Modi supporter for a long time, but now I think I'm on the fence.
Yes, yes.
I don't think.
I agree with you, sir, completely. And
Yeah,
according to me, uh, according to my thinking, the corruption increases at nowadays, and uh, this is the fault of the state and also central government, because they they uh, share something and do something different from uh, his words. So a lot of problems of common people face because of corruption, and the same thing with the our, uh, company owners who want to invest in our country, but because of the corruption, they don't think to establish their company in India. And also a lot of examples like Amitabh sir uh, in our society who uh, face a lot of problem because of corruption, and they are very good and uh, very I think ईमानदार व्यक्ति थे, so they face a lot of problem.
yeah,
They left their job uh, uh, by the pressure of the government, and so I think uh, the leaders, it is very necessary to have a good education, good certificate education for all leaders also, because uh, now at present time I see that in India, uh, any people who want to participate in election, they have right, and uh, it doesn't matter they are 10th fail or 7th fail or qualified, 12th are not. So I think one educated person uh, uh, think that do the respect for, to other educated persons. So it is very important that it is also made a criteria for leaders that uh, some uh, uh, education policy also made for the leaders. After they qualified, they participate in election.
Yes, you are 100% right. I mean, Malikji, what do you have to say about current democracy? I mean, do you think it's functioning in India?
Hello?
Yeah. What is
No,
your opinion on the current state of India? Do you think democracy is functioning in India and we are developing, or uh, we are stagnant or going down?
see the parameters which measure the development, and those parameters are showing that India is developing. There is no doubt about that, actually. And parameters, like one parameter is the energy consumption, one parameter is the GDP. Things like this, they show that it's increasing. So it is. And the third parameter, one is the women's education. See, worldwide, when they measure the development of a country, they measure by two parameters. One is the women's education and one is the energy consumption. Like, say, the American people consume 10 times more energy than an average Indian does.
Mhm.
So that's why we are not as good as Americans.
Mm.
So in that sense, the increase is there, and quite good increase is there. And actually, we all should give some credit to Modi ji that most of the projects which were there, they have taken shape. The problems are too many, and I mean, the Indian society, corruption-wise, well, there will be two views. Corruption-wise, I would say that now many people think that in Modi's time, the corruption has reduced a little bit. And in particular in Calcutta, people are not very happy with Mamta Banerjee.
Mm.
So they think the corruption is increasing in Calcutta. So there is a little bit of swing taking place for Modi ji.
Mm. And what is the image of Modi ji? Is he considered a
Yeah,
corrupt
in
or not
Calcutta,
corrupt?
in West Bengal, he is now carrying a very good image. No
Mm.
doubt about that. It's there. But Indian society, by and large, why the corruption is there, because of a heterogeneous society.
Mm.
Means, like say in Japan, where most of the people speak one language, almost follow similar religions. So it's a homogeneous society.
Mm.
होता क्या है कि मान लीजिए आई एम नॉट ए करप्ट पर्सन फॉर माय वाइफ, फॉर माय चाइल्ड, फॉर माय रिलेटिव्स, because I don't do bad to them. Now, because of the casteism and because of the religious this thing, we are so what do you call, fanatic about those things, no? So
Mm.
suppose I'm a Brahmin or I'm a caste, so I will look after the interest of the caste. कहीं पर इंटरव्यू हो रहा है, कास्ट को पास कर देंगे,
Mhm. Yeah.
यादव है तो यादव को वो पास कर देगा इंटरव्यू में, this kind of thing. So this leads to corruption because of the heterogeneous nature of the society. And India is one of the most heterogeneous society in the world, I think.
Mm.
So we will have to live with corruption. Only we have to see whether it is a less corruption or more corruption.
Mm. But what steps? I mean, federal government. What steps it's taking to reduce it? Because state level are highly corrupt. Everybody knows all states are corrupt. Something has to happen from the federal level. For example, like, I mean, they say that what they can do. I can see that simple things can be done. Is that let us make the block level as the unit of the government. Okay. And the block officers uh, should be like directly in the block. You should have like a cabinet of all kind of people, like of course the officers, I mean, that should be a chief block administrative officer, and then just like CEO. So he's the CEO of the whole block, and then he has supporting different organizations: chief medical officer, chief engineer, chief this, chief that, chief school officer. And then uh, so that's how they work, and this should be directly under the central government. I don't think this too much of freedom was given to state and local government, and it's not functioning, in my opinion. Everybody is trying to, for example, central government blame state government for not implementing something, and the state government, say that, oh, central is not giving me fund, and they just keep fighting and keeping the janta in dark. That's what is happening, right? Nobody is directly responsible for failure. Nobody get punished for the failure. I mean, have we like in America we say that head must roll. If something fails, then heads must roll. That's the rule. That if there is a failure in the department, that department manager will lose his or her job. You know, uh, uh, although now we see some examples that things are kind of not happening. For example, CEO of Intel is a big joke right now. He should go because company is in ruin and he is not able to handle it, but he's still here. His salary is more than $140 million. Can you believe that? And the stock has gone from $60 to $30. So everybody is demanding that he should be out. He should be thrown out. But the problem is that probably uh, it's not easy because maybe nobody else wants to come uh, uh, to replace him because it's so much deep in the hole. I mean, I
You
see.
know, Amarnath ji, the biggest source of corruption in this country is the very democratic process. The
Yes,
process, yeah, you
too
see, it's
much.
like this. If I want to fight an election, I need something like 5 crores of rupees. Now, where from does it comes? I
Yeah,
beg, borrow, and fight my election, win the election. And after the election, I'm after all the contractors to get that money, you see.
exactly. That's what is
And
happening.
and the contractor, where from he gets the money? He makes uses substandard goods, does all hera fairy with with the project, does substandard things, and that's how the corruption keeps on growing. So the one idea that this is the root cause of the whole problem, actually.
Yeah. So, have you ever thought about like adopting the American system of government, like president direct election, governor direct election? How about that? And then
No, but
president and governor, they select their cabinet of experts, and then that get ratified by the, say, parliament and assembly, and also cut down the size of the parliament to cut down the seat. Like, why we have 542 MPs and 150 or 250 MPs? I mean, what they do? I don't. I mean, it's hard here. Here there are only 100 senators. Why can't we have something like 100? And that too, the power system, because of there are 50 states. The senators are like they are representing the whole state. That's what. But what is the purpose of the Rajya Sabha? I still don't get it. Do you understand what is the Rajya Sabha? I mean, here, like I said, Rajya Sabha here means that is the state power, and Lok Sabha means like direct power of the individual. You and I select like people, so there are certain areas like Madhubani, Daranga, Muzaffarpur, Lucknow. You represent that. So that is what is here the House of Representative or Lok Sabha. Senate is, there are 50 states in America. So 50 times 2, each small or big, doesn't matter what is the size. Every state has two senators. And and then all these elections happen direct. Senators, whole state elect the senator, of course, whole state elect the governor, and whole country elects the governor. And then of course constituents of a parliament, like Lok Sabha, we call it here House of Representative, they elect their MP. So that's how it is. uh, and I think if, some we need really to cut down the government right now, like you said. Not only that, and then these ministers, when they come to power, now they are after some contractors to snatch the money which they have invested before, right? And so corruption cycle just keep like going higher and higher. This spiral is increasing. This, and
But
there is,
but you, one thing I'll speak in favor of Modi government. What he has done, that all the major tasks, he has got it done in time. So if it gets done in time, the cost increase is not there, and things like
good,
that happen, and he monitors them.
good.
That is one good thing which we never had earlier. The prime minister monitoring all the big projects.
Okay,
So that
sounds
is
good.
one good thing. But no, no, but the problem still remains. Like say in the election, like say Akhilesh Yadav, he only talks about the interest of the Yadav community.
Yeah,
You see, this is where all the problems they arise. You see, he has to think of the whole state.
yeah. So
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 that
like
doesn't happen.
I mean, like for example here, so we have to make the laws that if you do things like this, you can be disqualified or you can send you to jail. So also like here, if there is politicians get involved in racial discrimination, uh, they go to jail. I mean, they have to be very careful what they talk and what they don't talk. um, you cannot simply say like free hand, you have free hand to say whatever you feel like that's what is happening in Indian politics. I mean, openly people appoint people of their caste. And I mean, I, can you believe that Sarat Jha, he is a MP of British Parliament or whatever there, and he was telling about MP of Zanjarpur. uh, you were not there, that when he comes to Delhi, he stays in the guest house, which is the government guest house, and so parliamentary guest house. So some of his chela approached some mandal is, it seems, the MP from Zanjarpur right now in Bihar. And when he approached that, hey, we need to extend his hotel stay for a few nights or whatever, something like that. Very simple. And this guy, this Mandal, he said that, Sarat Jha is a Brahmin. We don't do any work of Brahmins. I mean, can you believe this? I couldn't believe that one. I have to do some research on that. Who is this guy? And write some essay on him. But this is the status that people have courage to openly say that I'll not do the work because he is a Brahmin or he is a Paswan. I mean, this is completely mind boggling.
But more or less, something I'm a little bit positive because the other alternative is very poor actually.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Other
so
alternative is like, going to the ditch, right?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. And yes, I mean, imagine. I agree with you that if Nitish Kumar, after knowing, after watching his interview carefully, and then, uh, I mean, I didn't know this deep about Nitish Kumar. I thought that he has a clean image, but but this Amitabh Das ji is explaining that, oh, you guys are so ignorant. they they all are the same, no difference. Don't think that anybody is in the politics is have a clean image. They all are the same, corrupt.
So, Amarnath ji, there is a good news. Yesterday I had talked with Pradeep ji, and it seems by 15th May, some proposal is coming for the hospital in CB Patti.
Wow. Okay. Who?
Yeah,
What kind of proposal? Tell me a little bit about. Tell
yeah,
me
they
about.
will. No, I didn't have much, but he said that just wait to 15th May.
So
This
who is bringing the proposal? The state government,
no, no,
India.
no. It's these people have done it, so the government may agree that agreement that there should be a hospital, and then they will go for the land. So
Okay.
first thing is that kind of. So he told me that please wait till 15th May.
Yeah.
So we'll hear some good news about the hospital.
Okay. Okay, that's good news. And what about the confusion about the existing? That's another thing we always hear, right? You told me about it, that there is existing uh, hospital. So,
Actually, yeah, yeah, no, I told you that I visited that place, that so-called hospital run by, supposed to be donated by Kumarji. But you see, there was neither a single chair nor a single table in that hospital, except that once in 3 4 months, polio people come and give polio to children.
yeah.
So there is no other activity. So that hospital is as such is not there anymore. We should say only just a resting place is there. So now we don't know. Let us be optimistic. If something good
Okay.
happens. So
So for Vivek and for Pankaj, Malik ji and I, we come from the same village. That's why we are
Yes,
talking about our village.
yes, yes, yes,
And
sir. Yes,
and
yes.
uh, and I
Yes.
think how things work in India. Here is one example. Like in 2008, there was a hospital sanctioned for my village, and in Madhwani district. And I don't understand why government sanctions the hospital, but it asks the people of the village to give the land. Why can't government buy the land, which it can easily do? Acquire the land. I mean, how much money will be that much for the government to buy 10 kattha of land? Not even 50 lakhs. So what happens, that this is not the story of my village, many other places. So government project came, but they wanted some people to donate 10 kattha of land. Well, nowadays, you know that people are marginal farmers in Bihar. Only few families have more than 5 acres of land. This is the condition now. By dividing and dividing, it has come down to, in 3 generations, people will become like almost like a uh, nobody, right? And so uh, that was the condition. Nobody want, those who had the land, they didn't have the big heart. They didn't want to give the land. So by the time Malikji and I came to know, it was too late. so, so we came to know about like 2015-16. And then Malikji brought to my attention that, do you know that hospital project had returned? I said that, holy cow, why we could not even do the chanda? We can do chanda and spend lakhs and lakhs in Durga Puja and all these pujas in the village, waste so much money. And why we couldn't do the chanda for this one if nobody was going to give the land? But anyway, so I said that I told it was my father's last anniversary type of thing. So I said, okay, I can donate the land if that happens. So that is the story of 2016, and I kept a plot for them. and it's now 2023. We haven't seen any progress. And so I have been pushing that what you want to do. Do you want to uh, uh, get the hospital, or and use the land, or what? And uh, I am kind of at the breaking point because my family is pressurizing that if they don't want to do anything, then you sell the land, because everybody wants money. They are fair. I kind of pushed my family members that no, 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 let's just wait and do it. So uh, that's the situation right now, and we don't know what is the fate. We I and I'm willing. I just told Pradeep Bukhia that, hey, if you cannot bring the Panchaya hospital, bring any other project. I'm willing to give the land for whatever you bring. Just I'm committed to give land for one project, so bring something. And that's what we are talking. That let's be hopeful that something will happen. So, what about
Yes, sir.
Maliki? The other thing you told me about that central government project. I really like. I prefer to have a central government project than the state government project. Like, what is that? I see Modi ji talking about Ayushman Yojana or something like that. I have seen some videos on that. What is the story on that?
No, no, this is called Ayushman Bharat. So here, basically, right now it's the BPL families, means they get 5 lakhs worth of treatment in any hospital. Not any. There are Ayushman Bharat registered hospitals. So they can get a treatment up till 5 lakhs. But only the coverage right now is not very high because it's only meant for BPL. Because you have to mostly people who are ration card holders, they are getting it. And I have seen people are using it. Even in our village, people have
Oh,
used it. I went to Madhubani, I saw there were boards were there in front of hospitals that this
okay,
hospital is registered for Ayushman Bharat.
okay.
That means you can go and get your treatment done.
Okay, but what
So
about
this,
Ayushman Bharat doesn't open the, like, at least village office or something like that? I mean, there is no
no, no, they
dispensary.
don't do that. What they do right now, what they do is presently the hospitals which are there. So some of the hospitals they get registered where the patients can go, but they think that now some money has been given that you open Ayushman Bharat hospitals also.
Okay,
No, sir. As per my view, sir,
Yeah.
Ayushman Bharat is I like a health insurance card of rupees 5 lakh. Yes, sir.
Yes.
For
Yes.
BPL people,
Yes.
and
but
they have right to go to means, near good hospital compared to government hospital and this type of thing in common. They have
Right.
right to go to well hospital, and I like credit card. They will utilize for health insurance. I like.
but
Right.
what
Right.
what kind of disease? 5 lakh is not bad amount, but what kind of disease is covered? Everything.
Any
You know.
everything, sir. Yes, sir. 2 rupees 5
Oh,
lakh.
so suppose somebody has khasi,
5
bukhar,
lakh
or
rupees yearly. I think, sir. I think 5 lakh yearly.
hey, that's pretty good amount then.
Yes, sir.
Money.
Chaturanan, sir. It's a
Uh,
5 lakh, not lifetime. I think it's a 5 lakh.
No, if it is 5 lakh, I mean, if 5 lakh if government is giving per person BPL, then uh, this is a pretty good coverage, I would say. It's not bad because uh, So basically, every what you are saying is everybody is covered up to 5 lakh half bill.
BPL,
Who are
BPL, BPL people, sir.
Yeah,
BPL.
but that's what is
Those
in my
those
village. eighty
parents
percent
received like monthly rice, wheat.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
in my village, 90% people are below BPL. Probably only me and Malik ji jumped. I mean,
General people.
yeah, everybody is now. I went BPL. We have heard so much about it. Everybody wants to qualify for BPL. That's the fight going on in Bihar. Nobody wants to be out above BPL. So I guess probably this is the reason. Medical is the reason.
No, Pankaj, is it 5 lakh per person or 5 lakh per family?
Yes,
Five
sir, but
lakhs
it's a
per
sufficient, sir.
family.
Current scenario, 5 lakh per family or 5 lakh per members. But I think
Hmm.
it's a general family. It's sufficient,
Yeah.
right? Yes, sir.
So
But the coverage is very poor. Only 5 crore people till
what?
now.
Why only 5 crore? I mean,
Is
are you
it,
saying
now
that?
I don't remember whether 5 crore families or 5 crore people. So that is what has been covered. Means if I don't have a BPL card, I don't get to this coverage also.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so but the point is that if you have the BPL card, then you qualify, and then you can get up to 5 lakh either per person or per family,
Yeah.
right? Treatment.
No, first you have to be BPL, then you have to get registration. Now I didn't know this. This time when I went to the village, then I asked many people. They said no, we don't know what is there, but they were BPL. So then I asked Pradeep ji, who is the Mukhya, so-called Mukhya. Then he said it's like this, that government allots that, okay, this year or this month or whatever it is, you register so many people. So even in BPL, everybody is not covered. So their turn will come one by one, gradually it will increase. So, and that they do once in a year or twice in a year, something like that. Because I found many people either were not knowing what is Ayushman Bharat, even though they were BPL families, or they knew, but then there was no registration for them. So they used to go as any normal person. I don't know what is happening in other states, but in West Bengal, Mamta Banerjee doesn't follow Ayushman Bharat. There is no
Uh,
Ayushman Bharat in West Bengal.
uh.
So West Bengal has its own medical this thing
So I
scheme.
think, sir, hello.
Yes.
So I think maximum those people living in village areas, they have no more land and they have only BPL card. Means they have
Only
no need to
BPL
earn
card.
money. Sorry,
What did you say?
those people living in village areas and they
Yes.
have BPL card means they have no need to earn money in his whole life because they received, for example, they received rice, wheat, ABCD every means monthly, and they have received also health insurance of rupees 5 lakh. And if farming job means they also received 2000 rupees something quarterly or means yearly 6000 rupees.
So
So
Pankaj,
this
what you
type.
are saying that by going to school we wasted our energy. We should have stayed in the village and qualified for BPL.
No, no, that's not the only expense. There are other expenses, which they have to, uh, it's, so people still need money. But then the labor problem in the villages have come because of this, because now everybody gets food, so he is not bothered about
Yeah.
working.
Yes,
Well,
yes, sir.
So,
This
so
is my
this I faced in the
story.
village. As
so
I had a lot.
so this is how the transition happened, industrialization. This is how happens, Bhuvanji. So it is a good thing because now farmers are forced to use the machines, right? Now, I
Hmm.
mean, there is machine for everything. There is machine for sowing dhan, paddy. Japan is doing it. Like I have seen a lot of handheld small
So
tractors. So similarly, for cutting, mowing, all those things, people have to start using the machines there. in India, Kisan. We cannot do it all the way. And that's why in the villages right now, I mean, for Pankaj and Vivek, in my village, cultivation has stopped. I have roughly about
Yes.
10, 12 acres of land, and I have zero income. There was when I was a young man, I used to grow myself rice. I used to grow wheat in my. I used to kind of I bought my father bought a pumping set, and I used to kind of do the irrigation by pumping set to like at least 3, 4 acres of wheat crop myself as a young man. And now there is all the lands are pretty much sitting idle. Jungle हो गया है because it's so expensive now. So expensive. You cannot get even urea now.
I will tell you one story. When I was in Bilaspur in the Central University, so
Hmm.
every day I used to go for a walk outside the university. So just outside the gate, there was a very old man. He was doing ironing. So I told him that why are you doing this ironing? You are quite old, and why are you doing it? He said because in Chhattisgarh, no, they have very good. They had at that time also 3 4 years back. They had very good this distribution of this rice, wheat, and all these things, all free to all BPL families. So he told me that I am getting food, I am getting dal, I am getting sugar, I am getting salt, I am getting everything. I am doing ironing just to buy whiskey.
Okay.
Drink is not free,
It,
huh? Yeah. See, he has to work for drinks. This is a
yeah,
wonderful story. This is a wonderful story.
you see, I was
Yes.
really shocked.
Yeah.
And yes, sir, I also agree with Modi ji work. He has a
You
lot
like
of
it?
work pending right now also, sir. But they are doing really very good.
Yeah. So you guys, because I am far away, I have been his supporter all the difficult time. I mean, I have participated 74, 75. From that time, I am anti-Congress, and then by default become BJP BJP supporter. So I use my pen for supporting the BJP government for all these years. Wherever I can write my little blog or whatever or debate, we have very hardcore a friend. Common friend is Thakurji, who is very much opposed to both of us, me and Malikji. He's he's a pakka anti-Modi guy. I haven't seen anti-Modi guy like him before, you know. And I'm sure he has his points. Little discussion. So, but right now I see that even a lot of people are sitting on the fence because of all these Adani cases and all that. It has shattered our confidence in him. That is he really also connected with Adani? If that is the true, and he has been helping, like why the LIC money was given to Adani. I mean, do you think that kind of things happen without the top level of interference? So that is when I got kind of a little bit uh, hmm, on the fence that if Modi is also helping his friends to siphon the money from the uh, banks and LI, especially LIC, which is a lifeline for many, many people, and taking risk, putting that money into risk, then I want to withdraw my support to him.
No, you can hold it for some time, I tell you, because the other option is it's too terrible to.
Yes, that's unfortunately. So I'm
Yes,
Yeah.
not
sir,
going to.
because
I'm not going to. Yeah, it doesn't mean that I'm going to support the other party right now, but I just want to be on the fence for
But
now to see.
one thing, Amarnath, the parameters of development that is improving quite a lot. There is
Yeah,
no doubt about that. Energy
but
consumption and
but
women's education, GDP,
is
then
it real? Question is that is it real or fabricated? That's the problem.
then
That
it
in
is
India, huh?
well. नहीं, थोड़ा सा तो बढ़ाकर बोलते ही हैं, but there
Ah,
is some truth in it. You know, it's
okay, all right, yeah,
वो तो सभी everybody does it. That's a
yeah.
standard political in a democracy that happens.
Uh, I tell you one other high level corruption story. I was working for Intel. I think it is maybe 2000 somewhere 10. I don't remember. Craig Barrett was the CEO of the company, and Brian Krenitz was kind of not yet. He was high official. So they went to India. They had a big land in Chennai. So they wanted to do the packaging plant. Packaging plant is assembly plant. They call it test and assembly. You you put the chips on the module. You do the uh, addition, attach it, and then test the module, and then that module is what is sold for going to computers, laptops, and all those things. So that plant is not very expensive. Intel has so many places like in Asia. It has those kind of plants in uh, in Malaysia. It has in other countries also, and of course in other places. So they wanted to uh, make that plant in Chennai. And initially, I think it was the Congress government. Initially, they had said that okay, they will give some $1 billion because they were demanding that to bring such a large industry, I need some support from the government, federal government, to transfer the technology here, which is very common in this country also and many other places too. That big corporations they ask for money and they get the money. So when initially they had agreed that they will give money, but when the time came to discuss it, uh, the Craig Barrett went to Delhi to finalize the decision. They had two choices. Delhi, I mean, starting a plant in India or starting a plant in Vietnam. So Craig Barrett went, whoever was the prime minister, he said that either you guys give the money or we are going to go to Vietnam. And basically the answer he got that look, we are Indians, we take money, we don't give money to the companies. You know, I mean, whoever has promised you, it was a wrong promise. Wherever you want to go, you go. But we can't give you the government from the government fund money for that. This kind of bring the Intel to India, it's not possible. So Craig Barrett and the team, they directly flew from there to Vietnam, and in Vietnam they had the foundation because they were negotiating both places, and they already made that decision. In Delhi, they made that decision that no, India is not yet ready for heavy investment, and they opened the plant there. Now it is like multi-billion-dollar industry there in Vietnam. So this is how India missed the boat every time due to corruption, high level corruption.
See, one another good thing which Modi has done is that he has made the doing business environment, he is doing it better now. Now means, so like say you have got the clearances, they come up very fast and things like that. I'm telling from the experience of some of the people whom I know here
Yeah.
in Calcutta. So those things have improved quite a lot. So just where I live, just 100 meters away, Infosys is starting a structure where about 50,000 people will work.
Yes.
So Cognizant is starting where about 10,000 people are they are going to work.
Yeah.
So
And
things like that are happening.
so at least Calcutta is attracting all these things, but nothing of
No,
this sort
no,
in Bihar.
Calcutta, not much. In fact, the attraction there is in Karnataka and Bangalore and Chennai and Hyderabad. Calcutta still is very far behind, but something is happening here.
Yeah.
But you see,
But sir, history of Kolkata, sir, as per history, Kolkata was very popular compared to current. Yes, sir.
it was long time back, and it was jute mill industry was here the most. This one, all the jute mills have gone away. There are very few jute mills remaining now. So that was the major employer. 22% of the labor force was in the jute mills.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So they are all
So,
gone.
so Pankaj, I mean, basically, what happened is that when Britishers came to Calcutta. Really, they established. That's where they made their uh, main capital.
Vivekji, please unmute. Vivekji, Vivekji,
Acha, hello.
Vivekji. Sorry, Vivekji, it's a lot of sound coming from your side.
Okay, now it's good. So what I was saying is that Calcutta was the place where British really entered India in a big way by defeating all those Bengali Muslim rulers, and they really started industrializing. That was very good thing. They started doing it, and then that's how they started all these industry, jute mills and other stuff. And not only that, I mean, that helped even Bihar, because Maharaja of Daranga was also very interested. And then that's how even the North Bihar got heavily industrialized. We had several sugar mills in North Bihar, and I think there were a couple of jute mills also, but not mainly was the sugar mills were there, because people were doing the sugar cane ka kheti, and they all were making pakka building. I have seen that one happening like in my Nanihal, Pariharpur, Balha. Everybody in Sripati had all we all had the Fuska Ghar, and Balha Pariharpur had all Pakka Ghar, because they were in the sugarcane industry. They were growing sugarcane in their village, and they were supplying to sugar companies, and they were getting cash from Sakri and Rayam mills, and they all could easily make a Pakka house. So everybody has a Pakka house, and I didn't understand what was the reason why as a teenager. My village is so poor that nobody has a pakka house. I mean, few people had, but not that many. But everybody had over there, and this was the reason. Later on, I figured it out that that is the reason. So cash crop was there. So, and after independence, everything collapsed in Bihar, and you had the like now IT industry is a big thing everywhere. It is happening. Unfortunately, nobody is caring for it in Bihar. Nobody is even interested. I mean, Nitish Kumar is not interested in attracting any company. He is more interested in becoming the prime minister right now. He has. Have you ever seen him trying to attract any industry, bring any industry to Bihar? Has he ever met any industrialist, Tatas or all these Infosys guy, or No, he never goes out for those kind of things. Has he ever traveled outside Bihar, like come to USA and attract, meet with industrialists and try to see what kind of incentive? No, that's the problem our politicians have. They are so much busy just in holding the power that they cannot think beyond that, because they are not sure that tomorrow their government is going to be there or not. So this is another downside of this Indian democracy, that even the chief minister chair is there for next 5 years. They can be toppled anytime if opposition can muster the number. And I like it in this country that Governors are elected every 4 years. Nobody directly
Amarnath ji,
holds. Yeah.
Amarnath ji, hello, Amarnath ji.
Yes,
I,
I'm
I'm
listening.
I'm taking leave a little bit to attend to something.
Yeah, please.
So
So,
we'll meet
so
tomorrow. But
yes,
Pankaj, I think we are having the attendance has to be improved, isn't it? So something you should do about it.
Yes, yes, I am trying, sir. We hope tomorrow kids will join, sir.
Yeah,
okay. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see
maybe
you
Yes, yes,
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
sir.
Tomorrow we
Yeah.
discuss how to increase the attendance
Yes,
of
yes.
people.
Sure, sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Yeah.
We ha- we
Okay.
have
I
to.
think, sir, give me some time. Some USA kids will also join for your session, sir.
Yeah. Why? We have to ask Pathakji to push his kids. He has quite a few kids in USA who are learning
Yes, yes,
Sanskrit
yes,
from
sir.
him. So yeah, next time when he comes, we will ask him uh, to uh, uh, to kind of send his kids also to this meeting. All right, Bhuvanji.
Okay.
All
Good
right. See you
night to all
tomorrow.
of you. Good night to
Yeah.
all
Good
of
night.
you.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
night, sir.
So anyway, I think it's enough time today, right? It's 1 o'clock
Yes, sir.
my time. Should we close
Yes,
Yes.
it
yes.
today then? Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Yes, sir.
Maybe we
Okay,
should
sir.
close it today. All right.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night,
Good night,
sir.
sir. Bye bye.
Thank you very much.